And welcome to Westdean. My name's Tom Brown, the head gardener, and during this lockdown we're doing a series of videos on the things you can do at home, and one of the recommendations that we've been given is growing potatoes. So I'd like to show you a quick and easy way to grow potatoes at home, either in the ground or in a container. So if you'd like to come in, I'll show you a quick easy way to do this. So potatoes should be about 40 centimetres apart and about 60 centimetres between rows. So I've gone through and put some bamboo canes where those potatoes are going to be. So rather than dig a trench, which can take a lot of time and can be quite backbreaking to be honest, let's just dig some single holes for our potatoes, which will save an awful lot of time and messing around. So I'll take my bamboo cane out and I'm looking for a hole that's about the same depth as the spade's blade, and what I'm going to do with that soil is just pop it in a black bucket, and I shall show you why in a short while. So once we've dug our hole, we take our seed potatoes, and what you can do is pop them in egg boxes on a nice bright windowsill, which will make them chit, which basically encourages these little shoots to come, which encourages your potatoes on a little bit more, just brings them on a bit if you like. So that, with the shoots facing up, will go in the centre of the hole. Now my next bamboo cane back 40 centimetres away from that potato, I'll take out the same size hole, and rather than moving soil around unnecessarily, we're going to take the soil from this hole and backfill the first one. So that will then go on top of that potato, which seems incredibly cruel, but we'll keep backfilling that, and we then create a new hole where the second potato is going to go. And if you continue to do that, what you'll end up with, your final hole, you won't have any soil to put in that hole. So that's when your bucket of soil will then come in handy to backfill that final hole. Now if you haven't got a large kitchen garden or a reasonable amount of space to grow some potatoes, you can also do them in containers. So if you follow me, if you can get hold of a container this sort of size, or any size, something bigger will be fine, and fill it with about 15 centimetres of compost. Ideally you're going to need some drainage holes in the bottom. That's the one stipulation for any kind of container. With a container this size, I'm going to put 3 seed potatoes in. So within that container, I'm going to put 3 seed potatoes. Then I'm going to cover those with another 15 centimetres of soil. So 15 centimetres at the bottom, seed potatoes, another 15 centimetres. And every time you see the leaves coming up through the soil, cover them again with another 15 centimetres of soil until you reach the top. So just to go back over that, I'll take you to my recap board. So to clarify, we're planting them at about 40 centimetres apart and 60 centimetres between rows. There are different types of potatoes. First earlies, which are your new potatoes, your salad potatoes, and if you've got only limited space, they're the ones that I reckon you should grow because they're absolute crackers and they taste absolutely gorgeous. Second earlies, you want to be planting around mid-April, and main crops around late April. And there's lots of things that are going around about when your potatoes are ready to harvest, but I would estimate about 12 to 15 weeks from when you're planting them, you should be thinking about harvesting them. And always dig up the odd one just to see roughly where your potatoes are at, and that'll give you a really good gauge. Just a couple of jargon words, if you like, just to sort of explain. So people that chit their potatoes are basically bringing them on a little bit quicker. And the reason that we earth them up, so we cover the foliage, so when your potatoes are in the ground, the leaves will come through, cover them with a bit of soil, because what that does is protects them from the light and also protects them from the frost. But when your mound, if you like, above your potatoes gets about 30 to 40 centimetres, that's when you want to stop. And finally, just to finish with a top tip, potatoes love water. the tubers are full of water, so the more water you can put in, the bigger your potatoes are going to be. And try and keep that foliage as dry as possible, because there's something going around called potato blight, which is very prevalent on wet, cold foliage, which is if your foliage is wet going into the evening. So try and keep it dry, particularly in those evening temperatures. So, good luck, enjoy growing potatoes, and I'll see you soon.